Welcome, this is Aberration Unattractive. We're playing Rear the RPG in the setting the Aberrant Wood. I'm Brian, the Game Master, also known as the Fool. And these are my players. Players, introduce yourself.
I'm Derp. I'm a cat. I'm Ruvo, the cat. Ruvo the dog, but the cat.
I'm with
You
Robot
rebelled.
Whitney.
Whitney.
Robot.
I'm a stoat. I'm a robot. I'm
Our
Whitney. I'm a
internet
robot.
might
That's what I
get
am.
fucky.
I'm playing a robot. Inner shit. I'm a stoat. I'm Whitney. Stoat Whitney. Whitney Stoat.
Alright.
Stoat Whitney.
And our newest participant.
I'm Krista, and I'm Crowley the Badger.
Alright. So last time we played, you guys were waiting for one, sorry, brain no worky today. You guys were waiting for one Anton Magnus Estiemont III to make his presence known in the clearing, so that you might partake of his richness. In the meantime, he is in transit that you know of, and you've been getting to know the clearing, while Crowley has been roaming somewhere out in the woods in a venomous fugue. She should be turning up soon, hopefully. But while you guys were in the clearing, you got to know the mayor, the beavers, and a couple of other.
We did leave it to Beaver.
Leave it to Beaver. You got to know a couple of non-residences, Eckerd Brand and Eleanor, two out-of-towners, a little shifty. You figured they were up to something. Convinced old Eckerd to maybe join you on a heist. And eventually learned that maybe Eleanor wants to blow up the dam. So you are now looking to try to thwart that plan, as it doesn't quite align with your views of things in the clearing right now. So where we left off is Rouveau is on his way to go speak to the town guard in order to bring them to a location that was previously discussed with Eckerd, that you would meet up and basically have Eleanor arrested, just to maybe get her to cooler heels, whatever, long enough so that you could do what you guys wanted to do. Jilly, with her big heart, thinks that she can get through to Eleanor and is on her way to intercept Eleanor and Eckerd before the guards show up, in order to try to talk her down or something of that nature. Meanwhile, Crowley disappeared from on the first night of entering the clearing, and has yet to make her presence known. And we will pick up with Revo heading towards the guard, basically the town jail, where you're gonna meet up with Remy Jeffries, the owl guard that Jilly told you about.
Yeah.
So you're making your way through the clearing, and you
No.
got me. you make your way to the guard, and you find that the building and go inside, and you see an owl with his feet propped up on the desk, and he's sleeping.
I go stand right behind him,
He's snoring away.
and then I throw something from the desk at the door that I just came in.
As soon as it hits the door, his chair falls back. I don't know if you're
I
standing.
move out of the way, so let it just fall on the ground.
He falls on the ground, and he's looking up, and he's blinking wide-eyed at you. And
Yeah, I don't know. Someone just came in here and threw something and then ran out. I don't know what happened, man.
Sorry. He stands up and brushes himself off, and he looks at you and says, "Is there something I can do for you?"
Yeah, somebody's gonna blow up the bridge.
Or
Or the dam.
What? Someone's gonna...
Yeah. You gotta come with me like yesterday.
Okay.
I start snapping my fingers at him like, let's go. Come on. Get your shit. Let's go.
He scrambles around, and he's like looking through the drawers of the desk to try to find his short sword and things, because he's not used to equipping these things, and so he finds his hat, puts it on his head, and he finds himself his short sword, and you guys head out. In the meantime, Jilly, you are heading in the direction that Rouveau said that Eckert was going to meet you guys at. So you find that it's not too far off from the dam, a little ways into the woods, kind of out of sight of any beavers or whatever that might be lurking around. I say lurking around, working and keeping an eye out for lurkers. And you see Eckert standing there with Eleanor, and he has Eleanor positioned so that she's looking towards the dam, and Eckert is facing in your direction, talking to her, and it seems like he's kind of gesturing back towards the dam, like he's talking to her about something that he has input into something about the dam. And so, yeah, take it away.
I'm sorry, Brian. Can you repeat that? I lost you in the middle there. Like, so they're pointing at the. So who's pointing at the dam and talking about it?
So, Eleanor is facing the dam. Like, Eckert has her position so that he's talking to her face to face, but he's facing the direction of the village, while Eleanor is facing the dam, and he's turning towards the dam and gesturing toward it, like he's giving her some input on something. Again, they're kind of standing in the tree line, out of sight of the beavers that might be working over there. But it's getting late, and the sun's gone down, so a lot of the workers have gone home for the day. There might be the one or two night guys who are just there to do regular checks on the dam throughout the night.
Okay. Dude, I knew exactly what I wanted to say last time, but so when we last off, okay, I know where we left off. One sec. Well, first of all, Jilly's gonna approach Eleanor and Eckerd.
All right, so
Uh,
you come in and Eckert kind of gives you away by kind of looking in your direction, and Eleanor turns around and she gets defensive and it's like, "What the hell are you doing here?" And she turns to Eckert, "Is this your doing? Are you bringing other people into this? We don't need more people in this plan." He's like, "Well, listen."
Eleanor, if I may, this has nothing to do with our twitchy squirrel friend of ours here. If I might have a word?
I don't know if you got anything to say to me that I want to listen to.
Well, I got plenty to say to you. It's up to you whether or not you got anything to listen to.
You got 2 minutes.
2 minutes is plenty of time as far as I'm concerned. So listen, I seen you around these parts, sniffing around the dam, looking a little twitchy, little shifty, one might say. Not to judge or nothing. I've had this here strabismus in my eye since I was a little pup, and she points at her eye, and it kind of drifts off to one side before she corrects it. So I know all about shifty eyes. Let me tell you. Look, I know you're trying to blow up this here dam, and I know why, and I understand. And now, before you get all defensive on me, because I know what you're thinking, hey, I gotta silence this here tomfooler before she gets word out, right? That's probably what you're thinking.
She puts her hand in her coat.
Yeah, okay. Now, before you pull out anything sharp like to stick me between the ribs with, hear me out. So, okay, Brian. We established that she's like a Woodland Alliance gorilla, right?
It seems that way.
Yeah. Now, I know you're trying to do right by the Woodland Alliance, you know, and I know that you are itching to throw off that yoke. And honestly, I think you're in the right. I think the Clarens have every right to self-governance, and I don't know who any of these lily-livered felines from who knows where think they're doing around these parts, but all I gotta say is that I don't think blowing up a dam and flooding the clearing's gonna be good for PR. Now, getting rid of the Marquis dot, I get it, but how are the denizens gonna look at the Woodland Alliance the second they find out that their quaint little town has been drowned under 62 feet of water?
I'll let you...
I got a proposition for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
So instead of blowing up this here dam and tanking your reputation and the reputation of your fellas over in the Woodland Alliance, right? I got something that might win hearts. So there's this fat cat, so to speak, both literally and figuratively, that we're thinking of hoodwinking, pulling the old wool over his eyes. Now, imagine that. What looks better to the good people of these clearings, huh? A brutal act of terrorism that drowns thousands, right? Or we absolutely humiliate one of their top dogs, top cats, I should say, in front of everybody. All right. Now I'm thinking we can rob this poor sucker blind, okay, and we can make him look like an absolute fool. All right, and we can do it all in the name of the Woodland Alliance if you so choose. And personally, I think that's going to do more for their soft power, so to speak, than giving them an enemy to rally against. You gotta win hearts, Eleanor.
I will let you try persuade an NPC.
We're trying to find our dice.
And you still do have one question you can ask the game master.
Oh,
Hey, that's me.
I
Uh,
guess I want to know what can I say that's going to resonate with her in this situation?
um, this one's a pretty tough one because she's pretty resolute in her in what she wants to do. Like, she's pretty dead set. So,
Dead set and being fucking stupid.
like, one way or another, she's gonna blow up this dam. It's just a matter of if you can convince her to delay it for a little bit longer. Because what Revo told you is that Eckert has been trying to get her to delay because he wants to look like the Marquisat caused the problem. Because like they want to do upgrades to the dam, he wants it to look like while they were trying to do upgrades, they fucked everything up.
Right. I got a 6.
Was that just the roll? Or is that the roll plus your charm?
And then I just rolled again, and I got a 6 and a 5. Damn. Oh, I got a 6 and a 5 again. I got a 3 though.
Loaded dice.
Alright, so you got
Now
three.
the fucking good rolls are coming out. 6 and a 4. Fuck you, dude.
Let's see. So
Yeah, so 6 in total. Oh bah. Oh bah.
Warm
Oh
the dice
bah.
up. You gotta warm the dice up.
You're right. Basha, she's pawing the dice. She's really interested in the dice. Basha sniffed the dice. She breathed on the dice. 5. Basha, are you gonna eat the dice? Are you gonna eat the die? She thinks the greatest. Oh, yep, she's trying to chew on them.
okay, so with the 6, so you try to convince her that blowing up the dam is not the way to win the hearts, but you quickly realize that she doesn't give a damn about winning the hearts of the denizens. You get the feeling like something happened in her past where like this kind of thing just needs to be resolved dramatically, and it doesn't matter who gets hurt in the process. If this
I think Jilly sees this and she's like, Eleanor, this ain't got nothing to do with the Woodland Alliance or strategy or nothing, does it?
but
This is about blood.
her knife comes out, and she doesn't like make any more of a threatening move, but she's
I'll take that as a yes.
she's like she says She says, well, you're obviously not a part of the Woodland Alliance, and frankly, I don't give a shit. But one way or another,
No, I'm a denizen, and it's very clear to me that you don't give a shit about denizens. Isn't that right?
freedom is all that matters. And
Freedom. All you're about to do is free these good denizens of this here clearing from their mortal coil.
that would
And
be
the way I
better.
see it, that makes you a menace to society.
That would be better than being under the thumb living. It's better to die free than to live under the tyranny of any authority.
That
And
sounds like something I'd expect a tyrant to say. Playing with so many lives? Guess that makes you no better than the Marquis Dodd. I thought better of you.
About this time,
This would be a great time.
so this happened simultaneously. Ravo and Remy come up behind you through the woods, and
Bosch is stealing the dice.
and you see this look of terror come on Eleanor's face as she realizes that there's guard coming, and simultaneously, suddenly this badger comes stumbling out of the woods, bleary-eyed and seems to be extremely hungover. Crowley, you are now in the midst. You see your friend Jilly, and coming up behind her, Rouveau, and this other group of people you have never seen before. This one-eyed possum, and this big-eyed owl with a hat and a short sword at his side. You see in the possum's hand there's a knife, and she seems to be holding it at Jilly, but she hasn't made any other threatening moves other than like taking a stance towards Jilly, and that's what you see.
Okay. Crowley just kind of stumbles out and she looks around. Her eyes are bloodshot. her fur is just bedraggled and just it's obvious she's had a time. But she looks to her friend Jilly and she looks at the knife and she puts two and two together and she goes, "What the hell's going on here?" I get in a tussle with a snake just once. I end up hungover once. And this is happening right now? What the fuck?
Crowley, it's good to see you. I'm trying to stop an imminent terrorist attack.
Who now?
The Remy, he's like, "Oh, you stop there right now!" And he's like fumbling on his belt trying to get some manacles. And with that, Eleanor like turns around and realizes Eckert's not there, and you guys realize Eckert is not there. Eckert like disappeared suddenly, and Eleanor, like a fucking rat in a cage, she sees like one way out, because you guys are coming at from like two different sides. So she takes off, tries to get away.
I'm gonna chase her.
All right.
I'll be careful about that, Ravo. She's armed and dangerous.
All right.
Sure do look it.
Yeah. So she still has her dagger in her hand, her knife, and you guys were all pretty close to each other. So yeah, anyone who takes after her, you're gonna catch up to her. But I'll give you the opportunity to grapple an enemy.
All right.
Ravo or Crowley?
Whoever's chasing her.
I'm chasing for sure.
Yeah, I'll probably chase her too, but like I'm stumbling still a little.
Yeah, so Remy goes to chase her, and he trips over his own feet and actually falls on his face. So it ends up
Um,
ends up to you guys, and
I'm trying to see.
you rushed Remy
Yes.
out, so he's got no backup, so it's really just you guys. All right, so
What do you add to that? Roll with might. So I got. Oh, what's mine? What's mine? Where is it? My sheet. Come back. Oh, it's a 0. So I got an 8.
all right, let's see. All right, so you get to choose. You get to choose one of the options on the list. Don't tell me what it is, because I have to choose for Eleanor, and then we say what they are at the same time. Okay?
So one of the 4 things that are on the.
Yeah.
Okay. I got mine picked.
All right.
Do you want to say like 1, 2, 3, 4?
Yeah, that'll work. Let me see. Okay, yeah, I'm ready. So
Okay.
1, 2, 3, go. 3.
3.
Okay. So we both you run in, you grab her, and you find a weakness. And what's your weapon? You got a weapon on you, right?
Yes. Oh, is it not on that thing? Oh no, this is looking at the wrong thing. Okay. Oh, I have a dagger.
Okay, so you get your dagger out, and she's already got hers out. And in the grapple, you both look for an opening, and you both end up inflicting 2 injury on each other. All right, yeah. So with that,
I've got 2. Do we keep going?
so you mark 2 boxes of injury.
Yep.
You end up marking, getting her in a good way, and she tries to stumble away and collapses to the ground and is gasping for breath and unable to move. And yeah, that pretty much, she's down. You've subdued her.
All right. There. Arrest her. Arrest the terrorist.
Remy is flabbergasted and dumbfounded as he comes over. He takes, she's injured. We gotta get her help. We gotta help her. And so he goes over to her, and he like rips off a part of his shirt, and he's like trying to staunch the wound to try to help her.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting there just bleeding. Like I am also injured.
You are injured, but you appear to have done what might be a fatal blow. Given time and no treatment, she is definitely gonna die. But it appears, these good folk don't like to see people die, so he's doing what he can to help her. And
I just look at her and I'm like, you were gonna kill this man. You were gonna kill this guy, and he's saving your life now. How do you feel about that?
She
She
try.
fucking spits up blood and goes, "Gah!"
Yeah. She's bleeding quite profusely and seems to be losing consciousness. But
As she finally fades out into unconsciousness, I say, "You're going to hell."
he turns to you guys and is like, come on, go get help so we can save her. We can save her.
I thought you are the help. You're the police.
I can arrest, but I have no medical expertise. Go find a doctor, someone who can help her.
All right. Damn. Okay. I just poke my head out the door. I'm like, doctor, help, please. Doctor,
You're in the middle of the woods near the dam.
doctor, help. Yeah, no doctor.
I'm gonna run for a doctor. I'm gonna run for a doctor. What do I roll?
Nothing. You easily are able to find a doctor or someone with some medical expertise who's able to come and help.
I imagine they'd be from the beaver community since we're close to the dam.
Yeah. Actually, that's actually great. Yeah, you find the beaver that helps all the other beavers that tends to fall off the wall of the dam.
Their OSHA contractor.
And
when you come back with a doctor, I'm like, oh hey, look, I found
Yeah, I
a
was like,
doctor.
they have a lot of energies. They must have a doctor.
With that, they're able to get her stabilized and take her to a place where they can hold her and also give her the medical care she needs. With that, it's just the three of you, and Eckert is nowhere to be seen.
Should we go check on the dam?
Yeah, you can do that if you want.
He's pretty shifty too. I don't know.
Yeah.
He might still be trying to. He might have just been looking for a fall guy.
So, yeah, so you guys go out to the dam, and in the immediate area where you would know, like, structural components where, like, a good blast would bring the dam down, you don't see anyone lurking around except the one or two beavers who's in charge of the dam for the night. You do know that if he were to have disappeared, it would have been in that direction, because you guys were kind of blocking the passage into the woods from where Crowley had come in and where you guys had come from the village, and that's where he was kind of standing when he disappeared. So, yeah, so it's been some time, and you guys go over to the dam, and you don't see him lurking around. You ask around the beavers; they say they haven't seen him. Do you maybe check, like, around the lake or in the woods around the lake?
Sorry, Brian, what was that?
I said, do you like check around the lake or the woods around the lake?
Oh, you mean for the doctor?
No, for you guys got the doctor.
For Eckert.
For Eckert.
Oh, I'm not looking. I thought.
I'm gonna look where I think the explosives would be planted, because I think he's going to go do it.
Yeah,
you bamboozle us.
You don't see any explosives planted anywhere around the dam at all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, based on your interactions with him, you know he's hiding something, but you don't think it's to blow up the dam.
Well, that's all I was concerned about. I'd just head back.
Crowley,
Yeah.
roll me. Do a luck roll for me.
Okie dokie.
So this would be like Trust Fate. So 2d6 plus your luck.
I believe my luck is like
-1.
a -1.
Yeah.
I get bit by snakes all the time.
I rolled a 7, so that's -1, so a 6.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, how did you change your character sheet from when I looked at it last?
I added the +1 to charm.
Okay. All right. All right. So yeah, you've been in a venomous fugue for what is an amount of time that you really have no clue. But these guys know it's been like 4 days. And you remember literally none of it until you stumbled right into the woods there. And saw your friends and the possum and the owl. So yeah, so while Crowley and Jilly stay with Remy to help Eleanor, Revo, you go checking around the dam looking for any signs of nefarious plotting that and double crossing that may have crossed your mind, and you find no signs of any double cross. Just a missing red squirrel that has somehow slipped away.
I think he just didn't want to get arrested.
Yeah, there's no telling why he decided to slip away. He's a shifty guy, so. So, with that, we can move on to the next day. Eleanor is in custody. She's being taken care of, being watched carefully. It's been made very clear how dangerous she is. So they're doing their best to try to keep that in mind while they take care of her. So you guys head back to your nice little camping spot, showing Crowley where you left her covered up by some nice leaves. And you guys are free to go to sleep for the night. And so that means, let me double check this. I think you can clear 1 injury with some rest.
Okay.
Alright, you can clear injury by receiving medical attention. Okay, so you can tend to your wounds to clear your injury. You can clear 1 injury and you mark 1 depletion.
Okay. I will do that for sure.
Okay. And then a week of bed rest, you can clear 1 injury. So, so you'll spend the next couple days nursing that wound. Okay.
Nursing.
All right. With that, you have you're at the end of the day, and you have 2 days until the scheduled arrival of Lord Anton Magnus Estiemont III. And you now have your friend Crowley back, so you can fill her in on all the things you've done in the in the few days that she has been missing.
Right. Here's the thing. Here's what happened. Jilly knows it. Tell her, Jilly.
Tell her about what? You mean like the whole situation that we just saw go down and participate in? I'd love to explain. I love explaining things. Not as much as I
Yeah.
love explaining the different breeds and varieties of crickets. However,
Yep. You do that. I like
I
curl
do
into a little ball
digress.
and put acorns in my ears and go to sleep.
All right, so first of all, we roll into town. All right, you're sleeping off that nasty snake bite from that Sidewinder. Lovely Sidewinder, I might add. We had a beautiful game of cards after you were knocked out cold. Went our separate ways. It was all an accident, by the way. She gave me her card. Hope to be in touch later on down the line. But that's beside the point. Anyways, we roll up into town. We head on over to Foxy's Tavern, and hoo-wee, what a foxy lady she is. She hooks me up with a nice, tall, cool glass of milk. And as we're sipping on it, of course, Rabo knocking his onto the floor all prompt like he's wont to do, I catch from the corner of my eye a shifty pair of vermin. Now, of course, vermin I don't mean pejoratively, as I myself am a vermin, as the good man Brian Jakes pointed out years ago. But I went over to make their acquaintance. Ravo here, of course, misled me, as he is wont to do, in tell me that they were interested in some cricket factoids, which I was happy to share. But it turns out they were up to no good, up to some shifty business. One more than the other. You see, Eleanor, she was the one-eyed possum lady that we almost saw bite the dust a few moments ago. She was a bit of a shifty fellow. She was trying to blow up this here dam, which I just, and I mean just, reconciled the differences between the Marquisat and the Bobers. Oh my god, I can't.
The Bobers.
Bober Kurva.
Bober Kurva.
The beavers of this here dam and the Marquisat, they were having a little altercation. Not a non-violent one, of course, but see, those Marquisat were stepping on their paws, trying to tell I mean, can you imagine a cat trying to tell a beaver how to build a dam? Those damn cats don't even want to get near water, as far as I knew. But again, I digress. They were trying to blow up that there dam. I don't know with what. I don't know where a shifty pair of odd couple like that gets some explosives, but they were going to plant it here in this dam and drown out the whole town for the Woodland Alliance, if you can believe it. Which, if you ask me, pretty poor strategy. I'm thinking Eleanor just has a personal score to settle with the Marquisat because, quite frankly, that's the worst idea I've ever heard for any kind of freedom fighting movement. I mean, whew. Yeah, I was. Let me say, now while I still align with the values of the Woodland Alliance, I found myself to have a slightly less of an affinity for them going forward. So, I almost forgot we've been sidetracked so much. I clap Ravo on the shoulder. We were also going to pull out a little heisterino on Sir Estiemont III. A Marquisat, known to be quite the testy fella. We actually enlisted the help of that there squirrel you might have caught sight on before he turned tail and ran. Yeah, we're thinking of hoodwinking the fella. For the greater good, I would think, at least on my end. Ravo here, he's a shifty sidewinder himself.
Whatever.
No offense to any sidewinders we've made the acquaintance of in the past. Sorry, Ravo, didn't mean to speak over you. Anyways, I'm done flapping my gums. How you been?
Very drugged up. That sounds like you guys went through a lot.
Yeah, we did, but I'm curious. Now, I heard cottonmouth from other badgers, of course, in the past. I've heard that cottonmouth venom holds within it a particular euphoria before the vomiting kicks in.
Are you asking if I was in a euphoric dizzy?
Well, I hear it just goes straight to the brainstem and kind of gives you a whoop, kind of a whoop.
I mean,
You know?
I feel like I might have, like, right before I passed out, maybe. But then, like, by the time that I woke up and I was wandering the woods, it was like a massive headache.
You
Yeah, you know,
think
a lot of bands
a
they talk about microdosing.
you think a spirit may, as like a deer spirit may have uh, come to you and tried to feed off your emotions and the like the ghosts of your past, if you will.
That's pretty wild.
I went through quite the trip. Well, let me tell you, the spirit of the woods, they, oh boy, they did a number on me.
Boy, that cottonmouth phantom sure packs a number, huh? So, you
It sure
got a bit of
do.
a psychedelic effect, as I understand it.
I mean, sure, but like,
Ooh, Lee Revoche. Crowley here went on a freaking spirit journey in these here woods.
Did you
I
meet
sure
God?
did.
On a soul quest. Yeah, it sounds like our friend went and met the god of the forest.
I saw the devil and he looked back and he told me that I
Did you
owed him 60 cents.
did you kick his ass? Did you kick God's ass? You should kick God's ass.
I wish I could.
Next time you see him, I got some words.
Well, like I said, that there sidewinder, she goes by sidewinder. By the way, I'm not being pejorative. Just want to put that out there. Um, she did give me her number if you want to go for a second round.
A number.
Although you were gone for at least several days, so let's maybe pump the brakes on that one.
What kind of number?
It's like a woodland address.
Maybe 7.
A woodland address. We have
It's-
phones
You got
made
her
out
a
of
woodland
logs.
address?
We have log phones.
I guess I meant to say card, like for her address.
It's
It's the number though.
it's still
but, yeah,
difficult
it's
to
a
find.
Phones are canon. We have cell phones in the woods.
Cell phones.
Do we get signal though?
No.
Yeah, we
It's
all have
all
phones, but there's no signal because there's no infrastructure for it.
Yeah, it's still difficult to find any location that these creatures may have as a quote unquote woodland address. These snake folk are they're not quite not always friendly to the average denizen. They're kind of jealous of the arms and the legs. So
Hey, it's not my fault. All right.
Felt like it was my fault given the fact that I was bit, but you know.
I mean, you saw the snake and you did kind of, rear up at it and start smacking it in the face.
I mean, that is true, because I do like smacking things with my little stick here, but you know.
I just presumed you were startled. I didn't know you just liked smacking the poor thing.
I mean, I was startled. They came out of nowhere.
I mean, it's like
I
it's
just
like
whack.
me with the mice folk. When I see them, I gotta just give them a little bap.
Just a little
Yeah,
bad.
you just gotta give them a little bad.
Yeah, there is
Little
something
bit.
about snake. No matter how well-meaning, popping out of the bush kind of activates some sort of primal instinct deep within.
Primal instinct to just bap it. Just a little bap.
Exactly.
all right. So now that Crowley's about, Crowley, it's been a while since you've been to Blackpaw Dam, but you've been here before, and so what is something that stood out to Crowley, and what she remembers, always kind of gravitates to, like an event or a building or something that stands out to her when she comes to Blackpaw Dam.
Probably like the little shabby shack on the edge of the dam that's supposed to be used for business but isn't. It's actually like a little poker den. I'm adding lore.
Wait, did you say poker or hooker?
Poker, but there are hookers.
Okay. I
Okay.
heard hooker did for a second. I was like, all right.
Yeah. Okay. So some of the more nefarious gambling type stuff that can't really get around to in at Foxy's Tavern. Foxy's tends to keep it to cards. Maybe at the little shack they do like the little knife thing with the hand. What do they call it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard to do with paws.
Yeah.
Revo just kind of wiggles his paws.
You can spread the beans.
Yeah, but then there's still like the little, there's just not enough space. It doesn't. I've tried it. Believe me, it doesn't work. Not pretty.
So yeah, we're more of the rough and tumble tend to go to. Maybe there's like a fighting pit there too.
Yeah, I feel like Crowley knows the specific location because she stumbled into it trying to find directions and ended up in a place where she didn't want to be.
Yeah, probably ran into Revo there as well.
Unknowingly.
Unknowingly. What?
Never been there my entire life. You can't prove it.
Okay. So now that you're clear-minded, you finally can go and enjoy some good rest at the or some good gambling at the shady shack by the dam. So the next 2 days go by uneventfully. Did you guys go by Foxy's Tavern at all during those 2 days?
I would love to hit up Foxy's again.
Yep. So you guys just go by Foxy's to grab a few drinks and some food. And Foxy, she passes you guys a note. She's that strange red squirrel came in and he left you guys a note. So I, just want to make sure you got it next time I saw you. And
What does it say on it?
Crowley, if you go in, she's happy to see you. She's like, "Oh, I'm so glad to see you. I heard you got bit by a sidewinder. I'm glad to see you're.
I sure did.
Glad to see you recovered just fine, sweetie. It's so good to see you. Make sure
It's good to see you too.
you make sure you get your supplies from these two little ruffians right here. I know they probably hoarding your supplies for themselves." And she gives you a little wink. She's joking, knowing full well that you guys are pretty tight and gonna split your wares amongst each other.
Yeah.
So she gives you the note, and on the note it says, "Sorry, had to disappear. Still in for the heist."
Oh, this poor man. This poor little squirrel. He has no idea what we're gonna do to him.
What you're gonna do to him? I'm not fucking privy to this information at all.
Well, I say that out loud, like what we're gonna do to him, and I'm like, split the money with him. We're gonna all get equal shares of the money.
Yes, that is.
'Cause why wouldn't we?
Why you say it? Why did you say it like that?
I just want to so we're all on the same page,
I think we're on the same page, but perhaps different editions.
It also says on the note, "Let me know when." So still encouraging you to leave a note with Foxy whenever you guys plan on doing the thing. So
When's he gonna be here? In like 2 days?
So 2 days from the night before. So we can definitely fast forward to the day of. There's nothing that's gonna happen.
So we can leave him a note and say the night after he shows up.
So he shows up, and then that night.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
He'll be tired from traveling, and then we can spring our trap.
Excellent. Okay. So With that, we fast forward to the day of. All right, so the day arrives, and it's about midday. This large caravan comes in. You see the people they're gathering, right? And they seem to be making this kind of parade style procession along the main road of the clearing, and the guard and Marquisat soldiers are kind of just going about their business and monitoring the crowd. They're kind of roping off the streets, the main street, so the guy can basically ride his little parade in and wave to the crowd. And so you guys are standing in the crowd, and sure enough, midday comes, and you see this large caravan come in, and there's these giant like beetles that are pulling this cart down the road, and on this cart it's this extravagant gold gilded cart. It's this fine wood that's been stained purple, and it's got gold filigree all over it. And there's this fat Egyptian bald cat standing on there in these opulent robes, and he just looks disgustingly wrinkled and fat, and he's smiling and waving to the crowd as nobody is like cheering. They're just kind of watching him come in. It's like a spectacle, and
We're watching.
Yeah.
We're like out there. I want to hack up a hairball and throw it at his little caravan, but and then be hidden from it. I want to kind of get people going, get other people to start throwing stuff at him. Start some heckling,
Okay.
Some booing and tomatoes.
Let's see. How will we do that one?
See what yeah. What moves is that? What would that be? Help or interfere? Oh, the vagabond. No.
That's interesting. Let's see.
Roguish feat.
Well, I definitely think there would be a roguish feat there.
Roguish toes.
I'm thinking either sleight of hand or sneak to throw the hairball.
That sounds, I'm trying to do it sneakily.
Yeah. So if you are trained in that, then it's attempt a roguish feat. If you're not trained in that, it's going to be trust fate.
I'm trained in sleight of hand. All right, here we go. It's what do I add to that?
Your
Anything?
finesse.
Finesse. Yes. So that's a 7.
Okay. So let's see. All right, so if you don't want to be seen, you'll need to mark 1 exhaustion or 1 risk could come to bear. So for this, it would be drawing unwanted attention to yourself.
Nope, I'm marking an exhaustion.
All right.
The whole point was to not be seen.
So you hork up this hairball and chuck it at the caravan. lands at the it like hits one of the beetles on the back and like splats. And this is like one of those scarab beetles. It's got like the really beautiful green and gold as the sun hits it. So like these things are pristine looking beetles, and you like land this nasty horked up hairball on it that splats and dirties this beetle up. And you see the guards that are walking with the caravan like raise their spears and start looking through the crowd. And you see Anton looking through the crowd with an annoyed look on his face, as he's trying to determine where this hairball came from, and he's kind of holding his chin up high, and he kind of continues on through the procession. Behind the cart that he's riding in, you see 3 more of these covered wagons, and they're, for the most part, they're obscured what's inside of them. But as they pass by, you catch a glimpse under some blankets and stuff that are tied down, some glints of gold and things like that. Looks like that the 3 carts are like his opulent wealth that he is literally carrying with him everywhere. As for the rest of the crowd, the hairball incident sends a bit of tense feeling through the crowd, and they kind of all stiffen up and kind of watch him go by, and you hear some of the people try to go start the slow clap, and it just kind of quickly dies off as he goes by. Otherwise, it's a pretty hushed murmur through the crowd as he passes through the town square and makes his way into the high-end district where Electo Leon has established his rule over the clearing. With that, like, the crowd kind of disperses, and there are some calls from the guard, like the Marquisat, that there's going to be a clearing-wide announcement made at the clearing center at near sundown for the day. So.
All right. So what did that note say that Eckert gave us?
So it said he was still in for the heist, and to let him know when you wanted to do the heist. And
Okay.
you left a note for him saying that it was going to be tonight. So.
Okay. I want to take some. So hold on. Is a roguish feat? 1 second.
Brian.
All right. So
Brian.
Oh, is a roguish feat? Is that counterfeiting a thing?
Yeah, so that's something you can use as a flashback tool as well. So you don't have to use that now.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna take some time and really study Eckert's handwriting.
Okay.
I'll just throw that out there.
As you guys are clearing out of or doing whatever you're doing, as like the crowd clears out, you actually hear some of the Marquisat that have been stationed here in in Blackpaw. You kind of overhear that they're talking about that they wonder why Anton is here. In a lot of cases, he tends to he's kind of a stolen valor kind of guy, you know, because he has so much fucking money, he can just basically steal other people's wins for himself. And there's question as to what his motives might be here in the clearing. So
what does it you say he actually does here?
yeah.
All right, so he's the next thing is his big announcement or whatever in the thing.
And you know that right now he has made his way to where Electo stays.
Okay.
So if, like, I don't know, you wanted to sneak over there and see if they maybe get a ear in, or if you just want to wait.
I kind of wanna follow and keep an eye on his where he takes the money carts.
Okay. Yeah. So they've got this, like, they've built like this kind of rich side of the clearing, where they've got this nice built up manor for Electo to stay at, and they've kind of put this this wooden wall up around it, and there's there's not like any guard towers or anything, but there's like just the wall, and there's like a couple patrolling guard, and there's not a lot of space, like not a lot of yard space between the manor and the wall. So standing on one side of the wall, it's a very kind of makeshift wall. If you wanted to like listen in on the other side or anything like that, there's obvious enough room to like bring in carts and things like that. There's a separate stable for the animals, for the bugs to live at. But yeah, you follow them in, and he parks his gilded cart like near the stable, and they park the bugs in there. And you see him take the smaller carts with his treasure into the walled area, and it sounds like they're taking him around the backside of the manor. Yeah, you watch him as he gets off his cart. He says some things to his guards, and he walks. He basically hobbles into the manor wall area, and there's some nice areas inside the manor wall to sit, but like I said, not a huge yard. But he seems to be, wanting to stretch his legs and walk around. And from what you can tell, like you don't have a great vantage point over the wall, but through the gated area, you can see he's kind of walking around like he's waiting for someone to join him or something like that. What are Jilly and Crowley up to? My quiet friends.
We're following Revo's lead right now because we didn't make a plan ahead of time.
So like I'm like slinking around like a little sneaky cat, and you guys are just like, "Hey, what are you doing? What's going on?"
Basically.
Hey, it ain't our fault that you look suspicious and we look like law-abiding citizens, all right?
This is in unfamiliar territory, though, so do you guys like have any questions or anything like that you might be popping into your head right now? Something you might be thinking about? Okay.
I mean, I'm thinking about how we're gonna do this.
Well, yeah, I mean that's what I'm trying to do too. That's what I wanted to track
exactly.
where they're keeping the gold carts. how we can frame Eckert. I mean, get him involved in the heist and split it evenly with him.
So it's very clear
Are we
that
going to transfer gold? It's heavy.
it's very clear that so they've got the carts inside the gated area, right? And as you watch, you notice that they don't Electo doesn't keep a very heavy guard here. There's like 2 dudes, and they occasionally, one of them will walk around like the perimeter of the wall, the fence, basically. Otherwise, a lot of the area seems to be like unwatched. You see guards like going into the manor and maybe patrolling inside. It's a pretty large manor. It's a good sized house compared to the cottages that everybody else lives in. This place is obviously looks like it was meant to entertain. The wall itself, it seems to be like a new addition because it's the one other structure that the Marquisate has seemed to have gotten up in the clearing, besides the mill. Those are the only 2 structures that they have been able to keep standing. And it seems that once the mill went up and production started going with the denizens, there's been a lot less targeting of that. It looks like there may have been a lot of targeting of the manor, but one of the issues is it's so deep into the clearing that it's more difficult to get to if you're, say, a spy or anything like that. But they've taken the time to build up this rough wall of logs, and it looks like if you were, say, a skilled vagabond, you could probably figure out how to get over it or around it.
I kind of like the idea of stealing one of the carts so that we have both money and a cart to travel around the world with and also sleep on.
You're definitely gonna have to de-goldify it though.
So his
It is
carts,
2 filigree.
his carts that he has all his money on, they're just kind of regular looking carts, like covered
Yeah,
wagons.
I would think that they would be a little more nondescript.
Yeah.
Let's just steal one of them. Because that's the thing. Logistically, gold is very hard to move. We need a cart, right? So we got to steal a cart.
We should.
I can always distract with my big epic weasel dance too if push comes to shove.
We may need to steal 2 carts to frame Eckert. I mean, split with Eckert.
Are you being really obvious about this? Like, enough that Jilly could pick up on it pretty obviously? Is that what you're intending?
If Jilly wants to pick up on it,
I mean,
but
I
if you
think
just
Jilly
wanna-
just like, can I'm gonna grab. I just hands on shoulders. Revo, can we not? Just once, can we not?
Not what? I don't know what you're saying.
I feel like these here slips of the tongue is a cry for help.
No, what do you mean?
All right,
What's
and
the thing?
I'm picking up what you're accidentally putting down.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We are not framing poor little Brayden.
I don't know
Cooper.
what would ever give you that impression that I was planning on doing that. But since you suggested it, I think that sounds like a great idea. You gotta have a fall guy.
Don't start with me. I got
Well,
Crowley
hold on
here's
now.
I got Crowley here's a witness. You can't get me this time, all right?
Now hold on now. What precisely are we doing here? Are we trying to pull the wool over someone's eye?
Yeah,
or-
you know, Revo
Hold
here is
on.
trying to pull the wool over. So he's trying to hoodwink once more. He's trying to hoodwink some poor
I
traumatized
was
man who just
saying
lost his best companion in the
that-
world to a terrorist act.
I think it's very smart of you to suggest framing the guy who was gonna blow up the bridge and kill a bunch of people.
You're gonna need a
for
lot
doing
more
this
fuel
heist.
to gaslight both of us.
I'm just saying, I think it's a good idea. You know?
Well, too bad we ain't doing it.
What's the
I'm gonna
percentage of
tell
his
him. I swear to God, if
responsibility?
you don't make me tell him,
Tell him
I'm gonna
what?
tell him to stay home. If you don't stop this here tomfoolery, I'm gonna tell him to stay home.
What? I haven't done any tomfoolery yet.
Oh, you know what? Well, neither did Eleanor. But if someone did not intercede, someone stoat-like, then perhaps
She
we
was
would
gonna
be
do some
underwater right now.
tomfoolery.
Perhaps this would be a marine ecosystem right now with like porpoises and shit. Okay, Revo.
Okay, yeah, but who really intervened? You or me? You know, who stopped her?
Don't even stop.
Who
Don't even
stopped her?
start. Don't even.
No,
The
no, no,
police
no, no, no.
stopped her. All
Oh
right, the
dear.
police. So
Did the
don't even
police?
try.
All right, all right,
The
all right.
owl, that
All right,
sleepy
guys,
owl,
come
stopped
on.
her.
Crowley slowly just grabs both of us and just slowly lifts both of us.
Yes. Now hold on. Now I see like two opposing sides right here, and I'm more leaning towards Jilly personally, because we've hoodwinked a couple of people, and I haven't been super comfortable with it. I'd like it to stop at some point, and I feel like
But
this is
hoodwinking
probably
a
the right
terrorist
point.
is where you draw the line. Okay.
He
No, that's
didn't do
fine.
nothing. He's
Okay.
trying to help.
No,
Keep
it's
in
fine.
mind, I have been in a venomous druggery of a time right here. So I don't know the full picture. Like I know Jilly did the rundown, but she also did it in her very fanciful way. So I only understood about 30% of it. But I feel like there can be something that we can do that can't fully like hoodwink someone or like make someone another victim.
You know, you're putting the beetle before the horse here, though. I mean, like, what do we need a scapegoat for? We haven't even been caught yet, and you're already thinking 20 steps ahead.
Yeah, that's how you do a heist,
We only
right?
need to be thinking 10 steps ahead. That's the expression, all right? You're thinking about steps that haven't even been conceived of taking yet.
Look. Now, I'm not saying that he's gonna be the fall guy, but if we need a fall guy, it's not gonna be
I
any
feel
of
like
us.
we should just take responsibility.
The fuck? What? No. Why would we do that? Do you want to go to jail?
I don't know. I know some people that could get us out.
So you're gonna hoodwink more people to get us out of jail?
Not
Hoodwinking
When
hoodwink.
does it
system
stop?
ain't
When
the
does
same
it
as
stop?
fucking
When
Use
will
the
you
system.
guys
right?
stop hoodwinking people? All right, I'm just trying to make us some money. You guys are over here suggesting prison breaks. Like, come on.
You're trying to dig over our friend Eckert right now. That's what you're
He's
trying
not
to
a
do.
friend. He's a terrorist. Okay, get it
I'm-
straight.
I'm not proposing, jailbreaking. I'm proposing like using the law. Using a damn good lawyer.
We're stealing a cart full of gold. It would take more than a damn good lawyer.
It would take just crossing out of Marquisat territory.
Look. Okay, I'm not gonna intentionally frame him. I haven't been forging messages and maps and plans of heists with his handwriting.
Oh,
that I've been
dear
planning
Lord.
throughout the city.
Dear. Oh
But-
my God. Give them to me. Where are those?
If I did do that, we wouldn't tell anyone where they were at unless we needed a fall guy. We might not. He might be fine. We might just get off scot-free and then give Eckert some money, and then we're good.
So what? They're gonna find some note in feline chicken scratch covered in milk and whiskers, saying, "My name is Eckert. I'm a gosh darn squirrel, and I did it."
This whole conversation is happening, by the way, while Crowley is holding them both up in the air.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
100%.
my arms crossed. I'm hovering in the air.
I'm doing that thing where when you pick a cat up and they like spread their feet out like you're about to put them back down.
So while you guys are having this conversation, you finally notice that that Electo Leon has come out of the manor to meet Anton, and they have already started their conversation, and it looks like so you can see from the distance that you're at that that Anton has taken a very pompous stance and is he's got his chin head up high, a shit-eating grin on his face, and he is basically talking to Electo while he's basically picking his nails. Like, this is just, beneath him. This entire conversation. Additionally,
Like Electo's beneath him?
yeah, and you look at Electo, and he is. You can see.
Isn't Electo a duke?
Yeah. He's basically ruler of this clearing, and here's this pompous lord who is basically talking down to him.
He outranks Electo, really?
Yes.
I'm just like, God, I
Oh, man.
fucking hate cats.
And you see, while Electo is maintaining a very respectful stance, if you will, you can tell from the distance that he is very, very annoyed and may even be angry and holding it back. From what you know of Electo, he's a very reserved cat, and peaceful, despite his, he was the general of the armies, right? And now he is the ruler of this clearing. So you're not entirely
what
sure.
Rank is marked is what title does Estiemont have?
He is just you could think of it as he has lots of money, so he's above everybody. So
Has a lot of power.
he's using his money to be his influence of power in this particular, these situations. So whereas Electo has he's made a name for himself through his deeds as a general of the armies, Anton has made a name for himself by being born into money. So
Wow.
you imagine
Do we have
if,
any idea what they're talking about?
you imagine if you got closer, you might be able to hear through the wall. There's definitely a way. It's not impossible for you to get over there. It might be you imagine you might have to sneak over there to be able to listen in on the conversation.
I don't have sneak as a skill or a roguish feat. I'll try and sneak over there. What the hell?
All right, so you would be using Trust Fate.
Okay.
So your the risk would be the risk would be that you would draw unwanted attention to yourself.
Mm-hmm. And I'm rolling with luck.
Yeah, I think you have skills on your character sheet being a vagrant.
I have picklock and sleight of hand. I don't have sneak.
No. I mean, as far as using Trust Fate, feats below that on the second page.
Oh. Am I looking at the vagrant thing or?
Yeah, these would be specific to your to the vagrant.
It says your moves: instigator, pleasant facade, and pocket sand.
Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, you might not have selected it. So let's see. Open Sesame. Okay. Because I think you rely on your luck.
I've already rolled, and
Cool.
I have.
What did
I
you
have
roll?
the number.
Tell me.
I rolled a 9 And
Roll
then my
it.
luck is 1.
So you got
10.
a 10. Okay.
Yeah.
So, in this case, fortune favors the bold. You see an opportunity to sneak out of the woodland, out of the wood line, out of the tree line, if you will, up to the wall, close to where they're at, right? And it's still a good distance. So you do risk getting seen by anyone who happens to be passing by. Might be looking in that direction, but you manage to get over to the wall without being seen, and you
As
hear like you can hear Anton. He's going off about his opulent wealth and how powerful he is, and he's like he's talking. You can tell he's talking down at Electo, and he's like, and I do believe with my wealth and my power and my authority that truly this is the best thing for this clearing and for everything henceforth. So tonight at the clearing announcement, we will be announcing your stepping down as Duke of the Clearing and my rise to power among the denizens here. They will worship me, and you will be a part of that. So soon you will. This will be a point of pride for everyone here. Surely everyone will praise me, and you will be a part of that. And he goes on, and he's basically, you get the sense that he has just decreed that he's relieving Electo of his position as ruler of this clearing.
All right. So I
About that
that's
time, you see a guard start to round the corner of the wall, and he hasn't seen you yet, but he's kind of like meandering. He gets to the corner, and instead of turning in your direction, he actually turns towards the clearing and just kind of is like looking around in that direction. And it looks like he's getting ready to turn in your direction and head towards that way. So
I'm gonna run away sneakily, but I'm gonna make squirrel noises as I do it.
all right, I will have you do.
Attempt to make squirrel noises, I should say.
Go ahead and do me another trust fate.
It is a 6 and a 3, plus luck is 10.
Hey, actually, I was wondering, would it be valuable? No, it probably wouldn't be valuable to make a distraction for Derp right now, would it?
No, so his 10 is good.
Yeah.
You make some critter noises. Not a squirrel, obviously, because squirrels are humanoids in this setting. But some sort of woodland bug that is reminiscent of a squirrel running around, and you take off for the woodland. Yeah, a little bit of chittering, and you see the guard. He's like, he smiles and kind of sighs, like, ah, yes, the sounds of nature. And you
All
end
right.
up making it back to the tree line just as he turns around and starts walking down the perimeter of the wall, smile on his face, not a care in the world, and you just gotta breathe a sigh of relief because you're like, like if you'd have been just 1 second off, he'd have seen you.
So after I give a nice little sigh and do a big stretch, I'm like, Jilly, Crowley, okay, just hear me out. Change of plans. We have to kill Anton.
Oh no, no.
Oh,
we got-
wait. Now
look,
hold on
look,
here. Hold
look,
on.
Look, no, we gotta kill him.
No.
How do you suppose
We
we
have
even
to
do
kill him.
that?
Absolutely not. Do I look like an assassin to you?
I do not have a fucking blade on me. I
You
just
kill
have
so
this
many crickets,
dumb old
okay?
stick.
Look, we have to kill him. Okay.
I'm sorry. Are you equating the rearing and slaughtering of crickets for meat to a high-profile political assassination to me?
I'm gonna. So we're gonna go ahead and do like a reputation move here.
By the way, did I get any reputation for solving the dam crisis?
Um.
Is that how that worked?
Yeah, I'll let you mark one reputation with the Marquisat.
All of us, or just
Just Jilly. So you get a 1 tick for that.
fuck Marquis up?
So normally in a situation what you would do is if you met someone important to to a particular faction, you would do what is called a meet someone important roll. Because I've already kind of given you guys some information on the 2 Marquisat characters, I'll let you guys make a Marquisat reputation roll. So basically you roll your 2d6 and you add your reputation for that faction, which right now is going to be 0. So I'll let you guys go ahead and make that roll. Give me just a second. I'll be right back and you can tell me what you rolled.
Are we all rolling?
Yeah. If you need to take a pee break, now's a good time.
The peas knees.
Fuck. I rolled 4. Guys, we
I got
gotta
a
kill him.
10.
We gotta kill him.
The Marquisat. Steve!
We're killing him. I just want you to know that.
No.
One way or another.
One way or another.
Do you like my shift of mentality?
It was funny, but it's also devious.
We're framing this poor squirrel. All right, no, we gotta kill him.
We gotta end his life.
The
I
end
don't-
of life program.
I don't care about his money anymore. He needs to die.
Okay, sorry about that. All right, so what do we got? Start with Revo.
I rolled a 4. Do I add anything to it?
You would add your reputation with the Marquisat, but everybody has 0 right now, so
With the Marquis out? I thought I had 2. With them.
you have 2 boxes ticked, but you got to get 2.
Oh.
Yeah, you got to get to
Shoot.
the next
Yeah,
one.
yeah. No, I see. I
Let's
forgot.
see. So you said you got what'd you get?
A 4.
4 total.
Yeah, 4 total.
Okay.
Or do I add? Do I add? You say you add reputation, but we don't have any reputation with them yet.
Yeah. So
Yes, 4. 2 and
you haven't heard anything additional that you don't already know. All right. What about Jilly? Jelly bean.
I got an 8.
You got an 8. Okay. Okay. All right, so I'll say you've heard stories about you've heard stories about um, you've already said you're ignorant to Anton, so you know about Electo, and you've heard the stories about how well he has treated the denizens in the clearing. In all the clearings that he has been part of. From the stories that you've been told, like his success is more on the backs of his advisors and his armies, because he, as good a leader as he is, it's more about providing than it is about conquering. So when there's pushback from the clearings and stuff, he has to rely on his advisors to make the calls that he is unwilling to make, because he always goes for the peaceful resolution. So his success in defeating clearings that have fought back have been more because of the people who serve him rather than his own calls. So, and then once he has taken a clearing, you've heard the stories that the prisoners have all been let go. Every single one of them have been let go, and they've either been conscripted into the army or they've been quote-unquote banished from the clearing. Basically allowed to live and travel away from the clearing and go make lives somewhere else in the wood. He is not one to execute any prisoners of war, despite how violent things have gotten, before their imprisonment, right? He has a very low execution rate, a low kill rate.
His KDA is kind of low.
Yeah, he's very obviously a skilled swordsman. He's broad. He could take care of himself. That is absolutely clear about the man. He doesn't want to die, so he's very willing to defend himself in the right situations. But when it comes to just the average citizen, he is always been to bat for them. The stories that you have heard from people who have been jailed by the Marquisate under his rule, they're just like, I've heard of some of the Marquisate, and if I'd have been under the thumb of any one of those other ones, I'd be dead now instead. So, that's what you know about Electo, and you've heard nothing but good things since you've got to the clearing. On top of that, what about Crowley?
I got a 10.
Oh, you got a 10.
Can I go up to Electo and Estiemont right now?
You would probably get stopped at the gate of the fence. Because there's a guard there, and they're on inside a perimeter.
I had the idea of going up to them and being like, "Oh, my Lord Electo, your instinct was right. Your orders saved the town from the the terrorist attack."
So, Crowley, you have heard of Anton Magnus Estiemont III. This dude, he's not just a rich, pompous, born into wealth cat. This guy has made his reputation in the clearing of basically taking credit for anyone he can walk all over. Like, you've heard about instances where the armies have come in and taken clearings like Milltown and Fire Hollow, and somehow his name gets weaved into those battles when he was nowhere near the fight when they came through. Additionally, you've been drinking with some of the Marquisate soldiers who have actually come from the old land, people who have lived their lives outside of the clearing, and this is their first time ever being here, and they've talked about the Estiemonts, and particularly Anton, and how he will literally ruin a name just to change history in his favor, you know. So it's not a leap to think that he's going to go ahead and take this clearing and say that he was the one who conquered it, and sent Electo to go to Ice Trap, and where Electo failed. Assuming you've been brought up to speed on the changing of hands of Ice Trap over the past months. And you get the feeling like this is the end of Electo's career in the Marquisate. So he's not just being removed from his status as Duke. He's probably no longer a general in the army as well.
Can I start spreading a rumor that Electo saved the town from the terrorist plot before this guy can take credit for it?
I think that's what we should do. We need to save Electo's political career.
No, we gotta kill Anton. We
need to kill
him.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
we need to kill him politically.
We need to politically ruin
No,
him.
I mean, like, we have to run a knife through his heart. We have to murder him.
I can't-
Figuratively.
No, like, literally murder. I mean, I'm talking about taking his life.
You're certainly a cat on the prowl.
He's also a cat. It's okay if a cat kills a cat.
A cat on cat crime.
Yeah. It's allowed. Trust me, I would know I'm a cat.
You guys continue your argument throughout the day, and as sunset approaches, the clearing begins to gather at the clearing center. And you, I assume, join them for the announcement. And you, as you stand there, you see...
Can I make an announcement? Can I?
You can certainly
try?
try.
I would like to try.
Okay.
Also, I want consent for my companions here. I had the idea of going up and just being like, I want to thank the good Duke Electo for saving the town.
I'm down with it.
Yeah, sure.
Thoughts? Okay. Do you think that's a good idea, or?
I think it's a fine idea.
I mean, I think it'll.
As good of an
I
idea
don't-
as murdering Anton, but yeah.
I feel like it's slightly better.
I'm gonna try before you can take credit for it. I want to try B-Dog.
All right. So they make their way up to there's like a stage, right? This is kind of like a place where you can see they've kind of set up like a hangman's place as well. So it looks like it hasn't been used at all, but you can see some of Anton's guardsmen. They've kind of started to like clean up that area. Like they intend to use it real soon, but you want to make it up there before they come up to the before they make it to the box, or do you want to wait till they're there and kind of try to interject after they've started their speech? How do you want to try to?
Who's giving a speech?
You.
Oh, okay. Wait.
Well, Anton is going to give a speech in.
I need to get up there before Anton.
Okay. All right.
That is
so
essential. Well before.
So you push your way through the crowd and you make it up to the stage area, and you make it there just as Electo and Anton are like making it to the crowd. So like they are now within hearing distance as you make it to the front stage and start to give your speech. What do you say?
Okay. So I guess could this work as my tools of the trade performance thing?
Read it to me.
I'll send a screenshot. That'll probably be better.
I can just pull it up. I got you right here. Tools of the trade. Let's see.
I had no idea how equipment tags actually work for something like this.
So basically you pick a tool. So it could be a flute or an instrument of some sort. It could be your outfit or some sort of stage prop. It has wear, and you can also give it an additional 3 features. So you could most definitely be using your tool in this speech. Like say you're using a lute, your guitar thing, and you're like you like play it to get attention. You give your speech and you start strumming some chords or whatever as you're giving your speech to kind of enhance what you're saying. So yeah, you could definitely be doing that.
She has a projector and she's about to do a PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah, I think so. So yeah, I want to kind of do. I want to do a little propaganda.
So
What if she had a soapbox?
That's cute. So okay, yeah, I want to get up there.
all right.
I'm
Let's
gonna
see.
give a speech now.
Step exhaustion.
I start strumming away at my banjo
Okay.
or my
I start
guitar
playing
or
the
whatever.
spoons.
I start playing the spoons. I try to get people's attention. I'm like, can I get everybody's attention?
All right. So you definitely have the attention of people, and you see as the procession from the manor is coming. You can see the slight pause in their step as they see you up on stage, beginning to speak, and you're playing your instrument to get that attention from the crowd. So you've definitely got the attention.
What's the name of the clearing?
This is Blackpaw Dam.
Blackpaw Dam. Good denizens of Blackpaw Dam. Now, I'll bet none of you folks know this, but Blackpaw Dam, until this morning, was inches away from becoming Blackpaw Lake.
You
Hear about
like,
this? Did anybody hear about this?
You hear a bunch of murmurs through the crowd, and some people are like, "Oh yeah, I heard about that," and other people, "What?" And just like a murmur, like passes through all the people as they as this information disseminates, and you can definitely see the air of people who knew, or people who suspected, or people who are just hearing this for the first time. And there's definitely like an awe that kind of like disseminates through the crowd.
Now I hear those rumors spreading through you like a stream of clean, drinkable water, but I'm here to tell you the facts. Now, I bet a lot of you folks didn't know it, but there were some nasty folks out and about looking to turn this here town into, well, I hate to say it, but the bottom of a marine ecosystem. Now, thankfully, it takes a lot of explosives to bring down a dam, especially one of a good beaver craft like the one that Black Paw Dam's proud to call its own. But thankfully, due to the good work of your Duke Electo, he personally saw to it that those who were up to no good were brought to justice.
And
Now I hear you murmuring about your Grand Duke Electo, thinking, "What? A Marquis out looking out for us little folks?" Well, let me tell you, folks, I'm a traveler, right? And I've seen a lot of different places, a lot of different clearings, and I ain't one who's easily swayed. All right, by the powers that be, and I sure as heck ain't no Marquis Odd apologist, but you know, Duke Electo's good people, and he does right by all y'all. And you know, even though what that I dare not even speak their name, what those vagabonds tried to do, despite how heinous it would have been, that Duke Electo, you know, with that mercy in his heart, he's still letting them keep their lives. All right, this gallows here is still ain't gonna see use because he's got that love in his heart. All right, and he's got that love for all of us. And I just wanted to come up here and share that with y'all.
you hear from the crowd, "I heard it was the Erie," and you hear from somewhere else, "No, you fucking idiot! It was the Woodland Alliance." And you hear like
Yes.
the crowd kind of murmur and a little bit louder. Go ahead and roll me the
Charm.
roll me a 2d6 and add your charm.
Come on.
Were they saying that it was
Okay,
the Erie
okay.
or the Woodland Alliance that wanted to blow
Ooh.
up the dam?
I got 10.
You got 10.
I got 10.
Whatever the case, like the denizens have very clearly listened to your word. More importantly, you look over towards the group, the procession, as they're coming closer to the crowd, and you see a quizzical but very like it's a like a one of appreciation on Electo's face. On the other hand, you see Anton. He has his arms crossed over his belly, and he doesn't seem angry by any stretch of the imagination. He seems quizzical. He's kind of stroking his chin a little bit, getting his fingers deep in the fat rolls under his chin, and he's just kind of nodding along as you're giving your speech, and you hear in the crowd, "Duke Electo! Duke Electo!" And everyone, like the crowd, they kind of they give their huzzas, and yeah. So the message
Propaganda.
seems well taken. You can actually mark a prestige with the Marquis op.
Yes! I'm grinding that fucking rep, dude. I'm gonna get my freaking epic dragon mount.
You guys see Jilly giving her speech in the crowd, and it's like, it's a pretty impressive speech. You know, it's not the first time you've ever heard Jilly give an impressive speech. As much as she talks about crickets, sometimes when she gets on other subjects, she can really rile a crowd up.
Crowley's gonna clap loudly.
Yeah,
I genuinely think my speech was terrible, but thank you.
everybody joins you in clapping, and they clap as Anton and Electo come on stage. Anton very lightly golf clapping as for Electo as he leads him up on stage. And the guard come up to you and ask you basically politely to leave the stage as the two of them are up there, leading
I
you
don't
off.
give him any trouble.
Yeah, they're coming up stage right, you leave stage left, kind of thing. And you join your friends back again.
Just before I'm gone, I'm just like, let's hear one more for our great Duke Electo.
Big old roar from the crowd again as they clap. Again.
Crowley claps Jilly on the shoulder, and Crowley says, "That was a mighty fine job right there.
But, yeah, I think I got a knack for propaganda."
Quite the propagandist."
Yeah, this will go over even better when we kill Anton.
I don't like killing nobody. I'm gonna be completely frank with you, Rebo.
Yeah.
So as you leave the stage and rejoin your friends, the crowd finally dies down. Electo stands there, chin held high, proud. Not unusual for himself, he's still humble in his demeanor. Anton, on the other hand, stands pompously, hands on his belly, and he says, "My. Why didn't you tell me this as soon as I'd come in? It's good to know that the clearing has been in good hands. Well, let's secure it again for Duke Electo." And everyone again makes their claps, and he says, "Well, no use mincing words. Let's get down to business." And he pulls out a piece of paper, and he says, "Lord Electo."
Fuck you.
Lord Electo, it is true you've been such a valued asset to the Marquisate, and it brings me no amount of joy to say that I am here on behest of the Marquis Descartes herself. I am here to take command of this clearing that you have graciously taken care of for me. But I must say that I had intended to send you back to the front line. I think I do want to keep you around. You have been such a what's the fucking word I'm looking for? A role model.
An asset.
A role model to these people. It would be a shame for them to see you leave in such haste. So, with that, we shall make you the Deputy Duke of the Clearing.
Deputy
Second
Duke.
in command to me. And you can tell he's kind of like fumbling through this kind of thing, realizing that like you've kind of riled up the crowd in a way that might be detrimental to his takeover should Duke Electo be like banished from the clearing.
I say, I'm gonna say like, kind of like under my breath off to the side, but like trying to hide it. Like, boo, we want Duke Electo.
You definitely see like a like a third of the guard kind of like looking around like, what the fuck is going on? You see, you remember the black and white rabbit from a few days ago? He's standing close to Electo, and the look on his face is like, this is some bullshit. But like, because there's this change, there seems to be this change where Electo's not leaving, and you see a number of the guard that have been stationed here for a long period of time, especially among the non-cat folk. They're very confused at what's going on, and let's see. I think this is a good like spot for like a read tense situation. So yeah, if the three of you want to do like a read tense situation, so roll with your cunning. Your
Okay.
cunning.
I got a 6.
You got a 6. All right, you missed.
Oh.
I missed. I definitely missed.
I got an 8.
All
I
right,
got a 4.
Oh. Krista hits.
all right. So you got a hit. You get to ask. You get to ask the GM one question. One of those questions can be, what's my best way out, in, or through this situation? Who or what is the biggest threat? Who or what is most vulnerable to me? What should I be on the lookout for? And who is in control?
What would be the best way through?
All right. You want to kind of like elaborate on that a little bit? Like, what do you?
I think Krista wants to know, like, we want to basically get all that soft power to Electo and take
Yeah.
it away from Anton,
Okay.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
right? And so because we want to, I mean, I guess really we want that heist to kind of make him look like a fool,
Right,
and
right, right,
undermine. We want to undermine him.
Gotcha. All right, so
Yeah.
It's like right in
This
Julie's
is-
ear, like, we gotta kill him. We
this
just gotta
is
kill him.
definitely a real tense situation. You definitely have, like, definitely turned the tables here with the speech, because, as you all know, the Marquisat are bureaucrats, right? The paperwork is done, and he has announced, he has decreed what has been said and has been written in paperwork. There's a scroll in his hand, and you can see the seal's been broken on it. It has already been read to Electo. So the decree has already been set into motion. So you look like you may have delayed maybe a tense situation between Electo and his loyal guards, and the situation between them and Anton and his Marquisat guard, right? So you've definitely put like a doorstop in the situation for now. You think that to fix this situation would be either to separate Electo from the Marquisat completely, like have him like defect, or you think that if you can either kill the Lord Electo Magnus Estiemont III, or if you can royally embarrass him to the Marquis de Cat. You're not entirely sure that stealing a cart of his gold is going to do it. So, yeah. So you basically need to do one of those three things to like get through this situation to help Electo.
You know what could embarrass them is stealing all of the carts and then having people distribute all of the fucking gold everywhere. That'd be pretty embarrassing.
You know, it would embarrass him. Killing him. Yeah, if he was dead, that'd be pretty embarrassing. Could you imagine? Just being,
could you imagine when you're supposed to be alive and you're dead instead?
Yeah, what an idiot.
I don't want to.
Look, we've all got dirty paws, okay? All right, you can't tell me.
Some dirtier than others.
Fuck is that supposed to mean?
Crowley looks at her paws. They don't seem too dirty to me.
All right. Look, if we just kill him, then he's out of the picture and we get the gold. Okay.
You know, I that's not really on the table for me there, Revo. I never I never saw myself as a political assassin.
I feel like the
assassinating
other
him.
thing.
This is okay. So what? We're murder and assassination are I think both equally things I don't want to do.
I feel like we're also not accounting for some of the potential consequences of murdering someone of his caliber. You know?
Yeah, I don't know if I want the Marquis fucking death squad on our heels for the rest of my life.
It does sound kind of more like trouble.
Okay, all right. If we have a fall guy,
that is quite literally rolling the dice. Oh, you mean a fall guy that could blab about us at any time? You mean maybe a twitchy little squirrel, huh? Maybe a twitchy little squirrel. You know, maybe running his mouth a little bit before they cut his throat.
Help me set him up. Okay, if you just help me set him up, then it'll be picture perfect fall guy. And
you know what?
Know.
Revo, I know that I can't make you be moral. I can't ask you to be moral. But just this once, I'm asking you to be ethical. Can you do that for me?
Like,
or maybe even just
even
just be pragmatic, because like there is a very high likelihood that it could come back to us, even with a fall guy. I don't want to go to jail for potentially murdering someone of that high caliber, you know?
We do look. We don't have to kill him, okay? That's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, and also like I feel like between the three of us, we got enough smarts to think of something else.
We just gotta embarrass him. We gotta make him look the fool in front of the Marquis Zod, okay? He's one of those hoity-toity noble types. That's all it takes.
Suddenly you feel a presence that you hadn't felt before.
Oh, it's the rabbit being like, "Please help my duke."
And you hear him say, "Why don't we just frame him as an eerie agent?" And standing next to you is Eckert.
I jump on top of Crowley's head. I'm like,
oh, sorry.
Crowley just seems mildly concerned.
That's a mighty fine idea, because even if they don't believe it, the scandal alone. Wow, you're a clever one.
Oh, hey guys, sorry, I didn't mean to sneak up on you. He's looking around shifty, and he sees the two of you, and he sees Crowley, and he goes, I don't think we've met. I'm Eckert. And he holds out his paw, and he's like looking around shiftily at everybody. He's not looking you in the eye.
Well, Crowley observes this and decides that she's not sure if she likes the shiftiness, but she grabs his hand anyways and does a very firm handshake. And she says, "Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Eckerd. My name's Crowley."
As you shake his hand, you're like shaking his entire body because he's like this frail little thing in comparison to you, but obviously very dexterous creature. And he like straightens his jacket and says, "Oh, so you're the other one's gonna join us on this thing here that we're planning on doing."
I'm not quite sure what we're planning at this point because it seems to be shifting around quite a bit.
I climb down and I get like eye to eye with Eckert and I grab his shoulders. I'm like, "You gotta kill Anton."
He's like,
Don't
Now,
listen-
hold on now.
No, we're not doing that. Eckert, listen to me. Look at me. Look me in the eyes. Look me in the eyes, Eckert. We ain't doing that.
he tries, but
you
he's
look
like
over there
looking
and
all
pull him
around.
back. I pull him back and I'm like, "Eckert, it's the only way. You have to kill Anton.
Sorry.
Eckert, do not
He's
believe
gonna take over the
lion
clearing.
tongue. His
There's
lion
nothing else we
tongue.
can do. You have to kill him."
He's spitting
I
lies
give, I
like
give him my
venom.
dagger. I put my dagger in his hand. Like, "Go up there and stab him right now. It's the only
Do
way."
not do no such thing,
Our
Eckert.
lives
You
are
are
all in
young.
danger.
Stop it. Stop.
Our lives are not in danger until you put a stabby thing in that man's back. So
You know,
hold on
maybe
now.
Eleanor wasn't the menace to society.
He refuses the dagger and he's like, "Look, man, I'm just looking for a little gold, a little money
Eckert
to
here just wants to score, all right, Revo? You're putting way too much on him.
like." I'm trying to further the cause, if you know what I mean, you know, and you need cash to do that. And he's like looking around and being all shifty. You need some resources to make things happen, and I'm just looking for some
You know what's good
resources.
for the cause. You know
Hey,
what's good for the
Eckert.
cause. There's one less marquee.
That's true, but let Eckert hear me out. All right, you want money for the cause, right?
I mean,
Humiliating and undermining the power of one of the Marquisat's top cats also serves the Woodland Alliance, does it not?
I mean,
Think that we could enlist. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
we just, like I was saying when I walked up, you know, you embarrass him. You make it look like he's an eerie spy, you know.
Exactly.
He's been working for them the whole time.
Do you think maybe help with that endeavor?
Yeah,
Maybe
definitely.
put on a show?
I could probably do you one better. I could probably. I've got some materials that have belonged to the Erie, and I could definitely plant them in a manner that makes it look like he's suspicious. And he's like being shifty, looking around, kind of looking in all different directions. You know, making sure no one's like listening on your guys' conversation, anything like that.
So,
And once
Eckert,
you
what I'm
frame him as
thinking
a
is this.
spy, no one will care when you kill him.
Wait, I'm thinking. Okay, Revo, hold your lion serpent's tongue for what? Just 1 second. You devious seducer, you.
You devious lick.
What I'm thinking is this: we have our friend Eckert here plant some of that there eerie paraphernalia up in Anton's possessions, and then we make light of that cart. Now, obviously, when that cart goes missing, Anton's going to report it, air quotes, stolen, right? But then, as soon as we see all that airy stuff in his belongings, I'm thinking we start a rumor maybe that their cart was reported, quote unquote, stolen as some kind of payment to the Erie.
How you gonna get the card out?
Well, that's we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
I mean, I want the gold, but we
Do
got.
your will if we
Just like
We have to.
Anton, they
But wait,
cross
actually,
the bridge
look like something
river
Anton
Styx.
planned.
On his way to the underworld after you kill him.
You
Look,
got
He
you
has
got
to
blood,
die. He
blood
has
on
to
your hands,
die.
blood in your mind.
don't think you understand. He has to die.
I think a political downfall will suffice.
He so you keep trying to like push the killing the the guy on him, and he looks you dead in the eye, and he says, "I'm not killing anybody. All right, I know you're trying to I know you're trying to get me to do that, but I'm not killing or framing anybody other than him." And then he starts
I
like
look at him
being
in
all
the eyes.
shifty again.
I grab his shoulders again and say, "You are going to kill hundreds of people blowing up that dam, but you won't kill one."
He didn't want to blow up the dam.
No, he wants to blow it up. He still wants to blow it
No,
up.
he doesn't. Look, accurate.
He
You don't
does.
want to blow up the dam, do you?
No, he just wanted to wait until the Marquis started fixing it, so it looked like it was their problem. But you're still going to kill all the people working on the dam.
Yeah,
And a lot of the denizens still in town. But you won't kill one?
He begins. He starts doing shifty stuff again. You know, he's looking around. He's like, "Look, if I'm gonna do something, I want it to be big, and I want it to be embarrassing, not just for one guy, for many. Like, stealing is one thing. That's gonna benefit me and the group with resources and money." He's being all shifty, looking around. But like, if we're gonna kill a bunch of people, then it needs to look like they fucked up. They did something bad. Yeah, we gotta embarrass them.
Innocent innocence.
What?
Okay, accurate. I see you are a raw pragmatist, and while maybe I can't quite meet you where you're at on that, I think we can help each other. Right?
I think his probably
I'm thinking-
compromise is just killing Anton.
Do you guys want to do like a figure someone out here? Especially like Crowley, who this is like your first real interaction with Eckert, right?
I mean, I'll
Yeah.
try. I think I'm good.
All right,
Okay.
so
No,
you guys can roll figure someone out and roll with charm.
might as well. What do you add to it?
Charm.
Charm?
Should I also do it or no?
Yeah.
8.
You're all talking
Plus,
to him, so
So 8 plus 3 is 11.
all right.
I got an 11.
So you get
And-
3. You can ask 3
I got a
questions.
4.
You got 4. So yeah, you can't figure him out. He's just shifty as hell. You just don't know what to fucking think.
Crowley thinks he's on the autistic spectrum.
I get 3 questions then, Brian?
Yeah. What about you, Derp?
I got 8 plus 2, 10.
All right. You also get 3 questions.
Sweet. I'll ask.
How could I get your character to kill Anton?
You think you could get him to do it if
But stealing the card and making it look like that. Is there a delay?
Yeah,
I think there's a delay.
for you, yeah.
So, I could get him to do it if it made it look like he crashed a cart in a drunken
So
driving accident.
I want to make the cart being stolen look like Anton is lying about it because it was like he's trying to like sneakily he's being like, oh, it was stolen, but it was really a payment to the Erie, right? He was like paying for illicit things, terrorism, right? And that he just reported it stolen. He did a little insurance fraud, right? So when he's like, no, I swear it was stolen, everybody's like, likely story.
you think you could convince him to do it if it was done in secret, and y- like
We're talking about the killing Anton, right?
yeah. So like you can tell he doesn't want to do it,
What?
but you think you could probably get him to do it if you could convince him to make it look like either a suicide, accident, or homicide by
What? Yeah.
by the by someone not him. It could be literally anybody but him.
Autoerotic asphyxiation. How about that? Would that be embarrassing enough?
You imagine that the Marquisate would be able to probably cover that up,
Okay,
unless he
all
did
right.
it literally in the town square, which would be impossible.
All right.
Nice. Brian, did you hear what I said?
No, what did you say?
Oh, that planting eerie paraphernalia on him to make him look suspicious, so that when we steal the cart, it looks. We basically try to we try to frame him as like trying to do insurance fraud, almost being like make it look like he was claiming the cart stolen, but he really organized it that way as a payment to the Erie.
You just
Right.
forged
So then
the
whenever
ledger.
anyone's like, whenever he tries to say that it's stolen, or like, oh, we need to find the people who stole it, guys, I swear it was stolen, everybody's like, likely story.
That's something Ruvo would do. All right.
Well, then good.
I'm rubbing off on you.
So
you're not quite there yet. 'Cause you don't
So,
wanna kill him.
like, without killing him, make it look like
No killing.
he paid off
But-
the
Yeah,
Erie.
so basically we have Eckert, and we do Eckert's idea of planting Erie paraphernalia among his stuff, right?
Yeah.
Just to draw an eye there. And then when we steal the cart, we basically organize the stealing in such a way that there's reasonable suspicion that Anton planned the heist himself to get the money out of the clearing in a way that wouldn't arise suspicion, right?
You think?
So and then we spread rumors and just kind of sow doubt that way, because that'll just like a scandal like that alone, just the rumor that he could be an Erie agent is enough to ruin him.
Yeah, you definitely think you could do that. You think you could convince him to do that pretty easily. All right, Revo, do you want to ask another question?
Oh yeah, let me pull up the questions. What is your character really feeling?
Um,
So I guess more like what would he, I guess, prefer to do given the two options?
so you can tell that Eckert seems to want to play things more safely. He would rather plant stuff to make the Lord look bad, rather than try to find him alone and kill him. Because killing kind of a messy business. It doesn't look like Eckert's really the killing type. Like, you think he probably would kill somebody if he could.
So my thing is, given the opportunity, right? It's in secret. He's never going to get caught, and he's right there. He can do it very easy. Would he hesitate to do it, or would he just like?
Oh, you definitely think he'd kill any Marquisate he could if he could get away with it.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
Yeah. And Jilly?
Do we think that he, as far as the plan goes, like what percentage reliable is he?
Oh, so like, what does he intend to do?
Yeah. What does he intend to do? But more specifically, like as it relates to any plan that we make. Like if we make a plan, like how can we? Is it the kind of person we can rely on the intentions that he has the intentions of seeing it through, or is he going to be kind of flighty, right?
You get the feeling that if he could, he'll save his own skin.
Okay. So if it goes south, he's gone.
He has a backup plan to protect himself. And that includes throwing you guys under the bus if he has to.
That makes sense.
I'm not the only one. All right.
Right. All right, you guys each have one more question.
I might hold mine.
right.
Well,
So, we'll what I'll say from here on is like these questions. You can continue to talk to him, and if one of the questions pops up during the conversation that you think you might be able to ask, go ahead and ask it. But once the conversation is over, you lose those held questions from here on out. Okay.
It works.
All right. So,
the internet completely craps out at 9:50 every night for some reason.
Because everybody gets on it.
yeah. So
It's weird.
Eric's like, look.
I wanted to
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, I was gonna say, if Derp's holding his last question, I wanted to ask, so we have some kind of leverage on him. I guess, like, if he's gonna throw us under the bus, we have leverage of like him being implicated in the terrorist plot.
We have leverage, believe me.
How leverageable is that leverage, right? How solid is that?
So,
Do you think?
he has been seen with Eleanor, so it's not out of the realm of possibilities that they might be looking for him as well.
Okay, so if he completely fucks us over, we might have an out.
Yeah.
In that way. Okay.
Like I said, I may or may not have been planting evidence all over the city.
Oh, Zempic. Oh, Zempic. Well, okay. That's pretty zazed.
Alright. So, he's like, look, I fucking hate the Marquis out. If I get a chance to kill him, I'll take it. But this guy's gonna be surrounded by guards, or he's gonna make a fucking noise, and the guards are gonna come running, and it's gonna be, you know, hell for me, or whoever does the deed. But look, just imagine.
Can we get off this kill train?
I like your idea. Just embarrassing him. Like, if the Marquis de Cat thinks that he has been betraying her this whole time for his own personal gain and helping the Erie, like, he'll be more than it. Like, this won't just ruin his name. This will ruin his family name. Like, his entire family will lose their fortune. He will be executed in a crowd of his peers. He will be made an example of. This is a plan I can get behind.
That's a bit too grisly for my blood, but I'm hoping at least the scandal
dies.
puts a
He
damper
still
on
dies.
his career.
Okay, no, I'm on board. This plan's fine now. I like this plan. We're okay. Yep. Go ahead. Your plan, Jilly. Your plan's great. Let's do your plan, Jilly.
You know what? I'll accept the bed that I've made and lie in it.
He puts his arm around you. He's like, I really like the way you think, Stoat. You got a real good head on your shoulders. And he's like looking around, being all shifty.
I like this guy a lot. He's our little tweaker. Can we call him Tweak?
You know what? You call me whatever you want. Just as long as you got my back, I got yours. All right. He looks you dead in the eye when he says that. I got your back. You got mine. I got yours.
Look, I
then he gets
found myself
shifty
in my
again.
good moral and ethical code.
I'm like, look, I do that every time I don't mean something. You know, you try and do that thing where you know the signs of lying, so you try to do the opposite of that, and then it just comes off as awkward. So when you say you got our back and you look dead in the eye after you've been shifty for this whole time, you know, it kind of.
I mean, whatever, man. Like, look.
Hey, look, I'm just saying. I think me and you are on the same page. Now that might not necessarily be beneficial for both of us, but you know, like I said, we're going with Jilly's plan, so it doesn't matter anyway.
He brushes.
Look, Eckert.
He brushes you off.
If you gotta turn tail and run, that's fine. All right, just don't throw us under the cart. That's all we're asking.
All right. Derp, if you want, you can have the "Is he telling the truth?" be your last question.
Oh yeah. Do that.
Yeah. So, dude, every
Oh.
time he looks you in the eye, it is completely out of character for him. And yeah, it's definitely like a sign that he's probably not being honest.
Yep. That's what I figured.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
I look at Jill. I'm like, hey, remember that time I said that I definitely didn't steal your cricket soup, and I looked you straight dead in the eyes like that? But then you
Yeah,
turned
well,
out,
normally I feel like you got your eyes downcast at the ground most of
yeah.
the time, so
But
it is
then
a little
I
bit odd when you
actually
lock
did
eyes
steal
all
your
soulful
cricket
like.
soup.
Yeah, you did. You
Yeah.
did. I thought you didn't like cricket. And you stole it just to steal it, didn't you?
Yeah, he just did that. He stole your cricket soup.
Oh.
Look, you can trust me or you're not. Like, if you don't want to trust me, I won't be part of this plan.
Hey,
All right.
as long as the
Look,
marquee dies, that's fine with me.
Well, we
respect
trust
plans.
you enough, Eggert. Okay, we trust you enough. All right, and you should trust us because we really went out on a limb for you.
He gives a sigh and he's shifty. He's like, all right. I'll behave. And he's shifty eyed as he says it. So
Okay. Should we call it for tonight?
yeah, that's about where I was headed.
It seems like a good spot.
All right.
We can formulate our
Anton
epic
dies.
plan.
Anton dies. It's great. Good
Anton dies. I guess
I
we
love
just
your
got to
plan.
figure. So we want to have Eckert plant Erie paraphernalia.
So basically, next Friday we'll pick up basically at the heist, and you guys can just kind of play it by ear. Like you have in the past planned enough to get to where you are going, and do what you got to do. So this is where you're going to rely on your feats and your talents to basically get you through. So again, you can rely on flashbacks, especially for things like counterfeiting and other roguish feats that might require you to plan in advance. So
Gotcha.
so like
Yeah.
you can use pretty much all of like a good many of these in advance. Like I could say that you could use disable device in advance. Like you saw like a piece of equipment that was headed into the thing, and you managed to get close enough to basically disable it without being noticed before it went in, like as a whatever you call it, a flashback. So you don't need to get like caught up in the details of this heist too much. Like you got an idea. You're gonna try to sneak in, plant some stuff, steal a cart, and get out, and make it look like the Erie did everything, right?
Right.
So-
I was hoping that he'll since he's the greedy, right? He'll make a big stink over the cart being stolen, and then we'll discover like secret correspondence that we could counterfeit.
Yep.
And other stuff being like,
Yeah.
oh yes, we're the Erie, and you should make a big scene about a stolen cart, but really you're giving us money for the war effort.
Yep.
Leave bird feathers around everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm your Erie lover. Here's my
Bird
feather
feathers
for
and
you to
squirrel
jerk off
footprint.
with. You can sound with this.
You have.
I just really like Jilly's plan of getting Anton executed, personally.
Yep.
I'm hoping that it'll just cause a scandal.
So, yeah, it's a good place to pick up next week. If you guys think of anything throughout the week, be sure to send it my way. That way I can analyze it and, scrutinize over it and say, oh yes, this is a great idea to put into the heist.
Okay.
So,
is Anton evil or is he just a dick?
Anton, oh, He's fucking straight up evil.
Okay.
He is
He's
self-serving.
like a murderer.
He is very self-serving.
Okay. How big is his family?
Pretty big.
Who's gonna come after you?
Well, it's like, yeah. So I don't know. Is there anyone in his family that's maybe not that bad?
They've run out of names to the point where they've had to call him Estiemont III. Anton Magnus III. So
Anton Magnanimous the Murd.
Okay.
Urdo.
yeah.
All right, Brian, tell my sons.
All right. With that, we're gonna call it a night. Thanks for watching. This is Aberration Track,
Oh, whatever.
and we'll
That's
see you
so
next week.
aberrant.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.